Corey, can I interest you in a challenge?
A challenge?
It's a fancy challenge. What if you sang the Bambi YNAB song?
Okay.
But like in the podcast when I edit it, I'll have you both singing at the same time to see how close you were to the accurate. So everyone listening,
a beat.
Okay,
I don't know what to do with that beat.
Okay, then you sing it, and then everyone in podcast land, you're going to hear Corey and Bambi at the same time. But that was
pure
the
harmony.
sleight of hand of the podcast editing. So Corey has the words in front of her, not the tune. I'm ready. 1, 2, 3, and go.
I'm
I'm a sugar cookie entrepreneur. What could be sweeter than the wonderful allure of a confection creator? My spread spreads joy all day, but money seems to always get in the way. Well, with a budget, it doesn't have to.
Okay, I'd like to apologize to people. You were like real hype and fast, and he was like real like
See, you
chill,
gave me the wrong
mellow.
beat, man. It was your fault.
Lord, get your cake. Rap song over there. But I thought, great. It was good. You two have a career in front of you. I would definitely I would always already be paying for Spotify. I wouldn't buy Spotify to listen to you, but I would add you to my favorites. I wouldn't pin you at the top.
Okay.
But
I'll take it. That gives me something to aspire to. Goals.
You and Ben be wide up.
Yeah.
Okay, Corey, this is the season 4 episode 8, which is the 68th episode.
68.
68. People are probably like, you are to my ears as Butterbleed is to my cookies.
Almost like now, instead of them enjoying our voices, which they don't, there's no way they can. We're just like something that is a weekly thing for them.
We're probably like going to
Tuesday.
the gym. I have to listen.
to it.
I have to put myself through this because maybe on the other side I'll be a better person. So outside of listening to these romantic voices, what can people expect on the Baking It Down podcast?
The Baking Down podcast is a way for you to listen a little bit about business while you're baking. I know sometimes we're elbow deep in flour and it's hard to scroll in the group. So this is our way to get into your ears and make it a little bit easier to digest something. Even if this is the one business thing you do a week, you can feel a little bit more accomplished instead of being like, oh crap, I didn't do anything for my business.
Yeah, I like that. And plus it puts you in a marketing mindset. They always say that the business owner wears 17 hats.
At
least you can wear one hat, one hat
short.
At least you can listen with your marketing hat while you hand with the production hat.
I agree that when I am baking, I am always thinking. I'm not necessarily thinking about how many eggs just went in there, so I'll have to go back and count the shells. But I am thinking about business.
Business and egg breaking. Okay, so let's dive into the topic. It was interesting. I took a poll in the group.
A poll.
Wow.
A poel.
A fancy poll. I took a poll in the group to see what people do in the summer when it comes to their cookie businesses. 3 options. It was uneditable. You can only pick from what I said. And it was
I think it's unedible. But you said uneditable. I was like,
if they're unedible too, that's on you guys. I can only tell you what I can tell you. But it was 3 options. What do you do when it comes to taking orders in the summer? Was it A, you take fewer orders, you step back, take a break? Was it B, you step back completely? Or was it C, maintain ship scores?
Okay.
You're doubling down. This is my peak season.
This was actually an interesting poll because me and Heather are definitely always ship scores kind of people because we've worked for ourselves for so long.
The bills are ship scores.
We got to maintain the same course as the bills maintain. So it's been definitely...
Wherever that bill's headed, I'm headed there too. To Bill Island.
It's definitely been a very coursey life that we've lived.
So the feedback, though, was wildly... I almost expected it, though, but it was wildly interesting. If everyone in podcast land would like to know. So the group, Facebook changed how I can read the amount of people who vote in polls. Now it's on percentage. Oh. Which typically I see...
at the bottom it can say so many people voted.
Nice. I would really like to know because I think that would add a little bit of
I think on
feedback.
Mobile it does that. I don't know if it does on desktop, but I know that's where you're looking.
Yeah, so what Corey's referring to, if you look at a poll on mobile, at least for my experience in Facebook... let me search myself. My favorite thing to look up.
Confection creator.
But anyways, the poll comes back in percentage of votes versus before it was a total count.
Okay.
So let me just look up what I posted.
Well,
I have Christmas in July. Here's another poll I ran yesterday. Oh, 396 votes on the Christmas in July. Okay, sidebar. I'll tell you guys.
You've got to stay course to the first point.
I'm taking a different course.
To the next course.
Okay, let me go to the other one. Everyone's going to be like, well, what was the answer to that? I have a cookie card poll.
You have to realize people are listening with their ears and not their eyes.
Okay, well, scrolling down. We got a lot of Facebook Lives that I had to post about. Good night. Another poll about vendor blender. Okay, here it is. What's your cookie summer schedule? We had 743 votes.
In total.
Yeah, which is a considerably large amount. So out of 743 people, so, there's 35,000 people in the group, so you can understand your sample size here.
Yeah.
18% of people completely stop in the summer.
Wow.
Right. Here's the surprising part. 51%, that's over half of the group. If we're going to take our sample size and apply it to 35,000 people, we're looking at, 18, 19,000 people slow down their orders on purpose.
Because I think that, your kids are home, you're taking vacations, families coming to town, things like that.
And then 30% of people stay the course to the Bill Island.
I think I voted stay the course.
Right. So that's a pretty interesting feedback is that over, 51, 61, over 68% of people will either stop or slow down orders in the summer.
Wow.
And we are cruising into July. Can you believe this is July 4th weekend?
No, cannot.
It's really throwing me that July 4th is on Monday.
Yeah. Is it not normally on a Monday?
I have no idea.
You'll have to look back.
It is literally tripping me outside of every door.
Some history. Understand.
So what we want to talk about in today's podcast is what to do when you're not doing.
What to do when you just ain't doing. And is it okay to take a break? 1,000%. Heather loves taking breaks. She loves leaving all the business on my lap.
Hey, if it's on my son, it's not getting done, buddy. But that's a great point. So when we talk about marketing, consistency, and posting and schedule content buckets, all these buzzwords, to completely stop that seems counterintuitive.
It's scary too to feel that stop.
So I think a lot of people are like, well, I want to slow down. So I have this double-edged sword. If I keep posting, I'll probably get people asking for orders that I don't want.
And I'll have to turn them away.
And if I stop posting at all, well, when I come back, it's going to be a desert wasteland.
Yeah, because you won't be in the algorithms anymore.
Right. So what to do when you ain't doing?
So we've come up with some strategies that you can pick and choose from to kind of help you decide which one is right for you. Because you might be, some people are like, I'm gone for the month of July.
That whatever you guys doing on vacation, can you bring me with you? I can watch your kids while you're at the bar or something. I will make sure they're alive. But I want to start off with my first tip, which being a free tip, and I think all of the other tips, lots of tips, tipless bags everywhere. A lot of the tips that we're going to do are going to build off of a planner application and a scheduling application. So you have the paid ones, which Corey and I use. Hootsuite, would never recommend it. It's way too overpriced.
It wasn't for a long time. And then they got us because we got too used to them.
Yeah, so that one's outrageously priced. It's not even a cute interface. Sorry, Hootsuite. I'm paying you, but I hate every time I pay. Later's pretty cute.
Later is cute. We had that for a short time.
Meet Edgar's pretty cute, but it works just a little bit different, the concept. However, what I'm going to recommend to you is a free one, because if you're not making money, we don't want to be necessarily spending money. And that would be Facebook's planner application. I really like the interface from desktop. I find it pretty hard to use on mobile, but on desktop, you could plan out, and I do this. This is how I scheduled a Sugar Cookie marketing page. I do. Phoebe, watch it. But it's the Facebook planner. So once you've connected your business Facebook page to your business Instagram account, however you have those just connected, then you can use Facebook Planner to schedule to both. You can also even schedule to your group through the planner.
Yeah, you're right. You absolutely
You can schedule 3 types of things: a post, a story, and an ad.
Question, can you schedule a reel?
Not yet. You can barely schedule it through Later as well in Hootsuite. You have to do that prompt to go post it.
True.
So no, unfortunately, they're really bad news.
You can keep drafts for your reels in Instagram, which isn't the same thing, but you can start it and come back to it.
Right. So I like that. So basically, if you're taking that wild month vacation that we're all jealous of, you could sit down today and schedule out your July post.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be, to me, is I'm not going to tell anybody, and I'm thinking you're going to agree. I'm not going to tell anybody to do nothing if they're not taking
Absolutely.
orders. The algorithm isn't really fun.
Yes, the reason why we don't want you to do nothing while you're on vacation is because you are fighting the algorithm. The algorithm favors people who produce content. The more content you produce that is good content that's engaging, you will get engagement, you'll show up higher in the feeds. If you just stop posting altogether, it is like trying to resuscitate a dead page, and it's very hard, and we can talk about how hard it is because we've done it with a million clients.
I want to talk about the algorithm because sometimes people hear that and absolutely like tune it out.
I kind of tune it out.
But I want to talk about it in relation to a live band at a restaurant.
Give me it.
Okay.
Man.
So let's say Facebook is restaurant Facebook, right?
Restaurant
And-
a la Facebook.
Yeah, restaurant a la Facebook. Yeah, but we're going to like a divey bar because Facebook not that nice.
Okay.
Okay, so and it's like a beach bar and like, okay, well they need outdoor entertainment. So they have this band come in. Everything is mic'd too loud. Drummer 2 times the sound. The lead singer sounds like me and Corey.
Oh, good.
And Ben White. And it's people, you can see that people are like, hey, you want to get out of here? This is a little too loud.
Yeah.
So if Facebook is, Facebook a la Facebook restaurant, dive bar, it's got a lot of things going on in this restaurant. And it's seeing that this band is driving out restaurant eaters, it's going to cancel the band.
Yeah, it's gonna say, "Well, sorry, band. It
Right.
doesn't look like we're doing this
Right.
together."
So that's why the algorithm seems so elusive, but it's actually just a dive bar with a bad band. So if you produce bad content, you're the bad band driving users off the platform. Now, Facebook dive bar has in a Kenny Chesney-like producer, right?
You like Kenny Ches?
I just think he fits well with that demographic. No
right.
shirt, no
He
shoes,
does like
no
that, yeah,
problem. And it's not loud. It's acoustic guitar, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a cover band of Kenny. I don't think we'll ever find Kenny at a
think Kenny's
Facebook
above.
dive bar. So Kenny sits down. Kenny's lookalike sits down, and he produces just a nice ambiance. People are staying a little bit longer. Their tabs are getting a little bit larger. Facebook's like, oh, Kenny lookalike is keeping a lot of people in Facebook dive bar. We're going to. You want to come back next week? Hey, what if you staying for another hour?
People like
Feel free to pass out your
business.
business card. You're selling CDs, man. Go honk your wares. People seem to really like it.
People are selling CDs still.
I don't know what to do.
And
Find me
back
on
in the
Spotify.
trunk. You want my mixtape?
What do you say? Find me on Spotify? Like, I don't know.
Stream me on Spotify.
So Kenny Chesney lookalike is getting a lot of people to stick in this restaurant, and Facebook dive bar management is like, hey, Kenster, can we have you stay? Like, do you want to just keep coming back?
Do you want a slot? Is Tuesday nights your new hour?
And
Power
so,
hour?
yeah, and they keep giving him better position in the restaurant. They move him to the front. They give him a nice stool.
They feature him now because
He's on there,
like
yeah.
Ken Staruni.
Ken Staruni. So that is the algorithm. The algorithm is the management's decision to keep Kenny or band number 1.
Yeah.
Me.
So if your content, if your Kenny brings people to your yard
for milkshakes.
for milkshake night on Wednesday, your content will reach higher in the feeds. If Kenny,
What if Kenny ghosts?
if Kenny no shows,
and then
Kenny.
but Facebook dive bar is like, well, Kenny, you were booked.
Facebook dive
people
bar's like,
asked for
hey,
you.
you caught us with their pants, down.
Yeah, now we got to get lame Heather and Corey band in here, and that's going to drive people out. Well, then Facebook's like, well, Kenny, you're unreliable, man. We're going to have to find a Kenny replacement.
Yes.
It's definitely not going to be Heather and Corey, but we're going to give them a little boost in the interim while you find somebody that's a better fit.
Yeah.
That is what happens when you take a large break from Facebook. If you're producing great content that got all of that engagement, and then suddenly you go, ghost, pull a little Casper on us. Facebook's like, well, okay. I mean, people were here to listen to you, and then you left them, so I guess we're gonna shove you in the crevice.
Yeah, you're gonna have to earn your spot back.
So when you take these breaks from Facebook, you're gonna see Corey and I are not gonna recommend
A full blown.
disappearing ad.
Because I don't necessarily ever take vacations ever. I'm always active, but if I am not necessarily, if I'm booked on orders and I can't necessarily take more, I will post a little bit less, and that's because I don't want to be like, hey there, order for me right now. Oh wait, I can't book
They're gonna have
December.
a lot fewer call to actions and make it more about engagement.
So today I just did a post and I said, what are your summer plans, because I need to steal a few.
Okay, that's kind of letting people know that you could be thinking about vacation,
Yes.
that you have engagement, you're finding out when other people are on vacation, but you're definitely giving that like, hey, what you don't want to do is like, place your order with me today. And then they place an order and it's like, I will be back on July 31st, 2022. Like, oh, no, that's going to make people frustrated.
Yes.
And so we want our call to actions to kind of shift. So maybe, so we stay consistent. If you're posting every day, probably drop down to maybe 3 times a week. If you're 3 times a week, could you drop down to 2 times a week, or even at least 1, but something's going up. You're using a scheduling software. You still have the app on your phone to, engage with people when they have questions.
Yeah, if you allotted, and this is why we don't take breaks, if you allotted just 30 minutes after a post to respond to comments, responding to comments when your post goes up helps it in the algorithm. If
The
you
restaurant.
spend that time, just 30 minutes a day, that's not a lot. It's not taking so much time away from your vacation, but you're balancing both. You're having the best of both worlds. 30 minutes on your computer, on your phone, following up, and then 8 hours at the beach.
Sign
Please
me up
take
for
me
this
with you.
vacation, man. This is where I want to be. Bring all Kenny along, and we'll do no.
The next tip is to, if you're like, well, no, every time I post a cookie picture, I always get orders. Take your audience on vacation with you. People love
stories,
to,
man.
Yeah,
This is good.
People love to do an about town. So even if it's not about your town, if you take them on vacation with you, they feel that connection to you. So whether it's your kids playing at the beach,
I saw people wearing cookie shirts, but as a beach cover up, and they're like, can't you take the lady out of the kitchen? Can't take the kitchen out of the lady.
Genius. So people are recognizing that you're on vacation, but you're also staying in those feeds and staying top of mind, and you're connecting with them. If I saw someone at a beach that I've gone to, I'd be like, oh my goodness, I've been there. Oh, you need to go try so-and-so place.
You know what? Heather Brookshire, she's the Disney trip planner.
Yeah.
She's in the group. She went to Disney. She goes to Disney all the time.
Yes.
Honestly, if you wanted to go to Disney, you should talk
She
to her
needs
because
to
she
go
knows
to Disney.
every crevice in
Yeah.
Disney. But she went to Disney World this past week. Disney World.
Disney World.
And she posted she has a dress with the monorail on it. So she posted that, but all her audience, her friends, knew that she was in Disney. So you
Yeah.
can't place an order and expect a limited, communication, but still a fun vibe.
And still front and center and connecting with them on a more personal level, oh, she's a Disney adult. Oh, I'm a Disney adult.
Yeah. So I thought that was a great idea. So to recap what we've said, use a planning app, scheduling app, Planner. Facebook Planner is free. I really do like it. It's pretty nifty. You can stay in stories and feeds that way, and on Instagram and Facebook, and you can have custom. And then when you're, and to Corey's point, when you're out there, you can post your stories or in your feed and a family photo. If you don't want to do the whole family photo thing, is it legs or hot dogs? Legs or hot dogs. You just, something that says, hey, I'm here, but I'm on vacation. What do you guys like to do on vacation? Or if you're going to a popular destination, like Myrtle Beach or something like that, ask people where they recommend you should go. Your local audience.
Oh, absolutely. What's the best, dive bar? Where can you Tennessee fly?
Does anyone know a Facebook dive bar? The twins told me to look it up. Weird. Okay, I really like those too. Now, as far as dealing with it, I'm going to say have your autoresponders dialed in and have husband, wife, grandma test out the autoresponders to make sure they're like, hey, I'm on vacation. Thank you so much. I'll get back to you. And if your order is due before I get back, here's some bakers I recommend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Here's the fear that they're going to order from these bakers. They were going to find them anyways.
Yeah,
at least you can be the
available.
hand that passes them along.
Yeah.
And especially if it's a baker that's real solid, and then you have a referral system between the two of you.
Absolutely.
Not bad, because that baker probably is going to go on vacation.
Yes.
And they can say, hey, when I'm out of town, this. Corey does something that I think is pretty cool. In Jotform, you can actually limit the days that somebody can select to place an order. So it either looks like you're booked or it looks like you're booked at the beach. Whatever it is, nobody can place an order. So it really helps let people know that they can't place an order at this time without the whole, I guess you could say, confrontation. It'd be frustrating if someone said, hey, I want to place an order for next week. Yes, maybe they don't know the rush fee. They're fine with it, but you're not there. And then they're left with but you just said you were taking order. You just posted an order you took on your Facebook page. And then another thing that we said is drop the call to actions.
Yeah, so
switch them out for
instead of
engagement
always putting your form link, your website link, just leave that part off.
And then ask an engaging question.
Yeah.
Just kind of make it more about town. So now to fully effectively prepare for a vacation, you're going to need to produce that content before you leave.
And this goes into this tip I have. If you have a family member, sister, brother, mom, or dad, or someone that you're super close friends with, let them take over the page while you're gone.
I saw that. That'd be fun if you just let them be the page. If you let me be the crumb cookie.
Yeah. Oh. I just think it would be better.
Yeah. And then you can kind of like,
And what that it technically is called a social media manager. That's a whole career of itself, but it's you can give them the reins so you can be completely turned off, but someone's manning the boat to the destination of bills. So they're having your back while you are on vacation. They're answering people. They're getting your funnel lined up for when you're back, but someone's there at answering. And you know, some pages will say, we'll write a post and they'll answer it like Corey, signed Corey, or signed Heather, so they know they're not necessarily talking to the baker themselves.
right. That's not a bad idea. Any other tips? I think those would get you solidly through a 2-week vacation. The month vacation is pretty long. I've never been on a month vacation. My dreams are of a month vacation.
Yes.
Either way, I think you should stay consistent. And then as you maybe possibly get closer to your return date, start with like, hey, I'll be taking orders starting here. Place your order now and I'll get you on the calendar.
Yeah.
Like, so that week before you get back.
Yeah, I would say plane photos, you in the airport, getting ready to come home, packing.
Yeah. And things like that. I think that would be a really good idea to kind of bolster up that. And then always posting your calendars. I do like it when people post the screenshot of the calendar with the book, unavailable. I saw somebody say unavailable and then now taking orders for that last month, which really helps set people's expectations on your order length, your order windows, and lets them know when you are unavailable.
Yeah.
With being present as well.
True.
You can schedule out newsletters.
You can, yeah.
You can schedule out social media posts. You can schedule stories. And Corey's been growing her account through these About Town videos, which I think are a really great way to connect with a local audience and not necessarily have to sell at the same time. So what have you been doing? Break us down what these About Town videos are.
About Town videos is literally anywhere I'm already headed.
So tell us about Krispy Kremers.
Oh, so Krispy Kreme, and I don't know if it's every Krispy Kreme, but definitely we have two flagship ones near us.
My sidebar on Krispy Kreme. What is the ideal number of Krispy Kremes to have to feel satiated?
Oh, it's definitely more than 2.
Really? I think it's 1.5.
No, I ate 2 and they disappeared, and I almost said I could eat 2 more.
But do you hate yourself?
Oh, I was hating myself as
When do you hate yourself?
It probably maybe is at 3. It was not at
3?
2. They melted in my mouth.
I know, but at 1.5, that's my danger. I think that
does
1
it
is
matter
too
that it was
few.
just a glaze, a straight glaze?
I don't know. I usually like a sprink.
Yeah, maybe it would be different.
So
if I
like
had a
one
sprink.
don't, way too few. Way too.
No,
It's
one
what you're
donut
not
you
happy.
eat just
you
so
just
you
got
know
warmed
that
up to the other donut.
More donuts later.
Then I think that 2 don't is where I eat don'ts. But at 1.5 is probably where I was happy. The diminishing marginal
Do you know
returns.
what Krispy Kreme did away with? The mini donuts, which were there last
Does anybody like this?
year. Yeah, you could eat 50 of them and not feel
I
guilty.
don't even want to lie to myself. I don't want to eat 10 of them. I want to eat 2 that were the size of
Eat a
10.
million. But okay. So Krispy Kreme's doing this thing. They will give you a free glazed donut for every A your child has on the report card up to 6 donuts. So you can get a free half dozen. So I said, hey, that would be some great content. One, I do have a kid who loves donuts, so let's do it anyways.
Plus hyperlocal because there's 2 Krispy Kreme factories, not factories, whatever the ones where the light
flagship
comes
ones
on.
where they actually cook the donuts.
Yeah. And then you stop when the light's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took a quick video. I said, hey, this one has a drive-through. They're seating inside, outside. You can place a to-go order.
Let's see, think this is complicated. Okay, what did you film it on an iPhone? What did you voice it over an iPhone? And then what did you edit in? InShot?
An iPhone, InShot on an iPhone.
Right. So Corey's not using expensive software. She's not using expensive mics. She's literally grabbing the phone, walking in, and grabbing a donut.
Yes. So I took a
You're
few-
not even narrating while you're there. You're voiceovering, right?
After I get home.
Right. So if you feel uncomfortable with the thought of talking to your phone, which I do, you could Corey just recording quietly, then coming home doing the voiceover in the app.
Yeah, and then I was able to share that to my audience. Hey, if you have kids, go and take advantage, get the free half dozen.
So now you're seeing as 1, you provided local content.
Yes.
You provided actionable content. Most of your audience does have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you provided free content because it was a freebie for them.
It was a free, and it wasn't a sales post. So it's more receptive to folks because they are not feeling sold to all the time. And I'm becoming a resource to these
Great
people.
content, exceptional content when you're out of town because it accomplishes being a resource, not selling, but being active.
Yeah.
So those ones are really solid. And from what I can see that you're doing is you just go out one day and film these.
Yes. It's really like I took them to lunch one day with me.
How many are these? Are you just going on a day and walking to various places, or are you just like, for lunch, I'm going to go to this place?
For lunch, I'm going to this place. Let me film it. It's a local place. So I'm really trying to think where would people want to see that I also truly do like.
So you're not like featuring McDonald's.
No, I'm trying to do more localized
mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're seeing the most engagement.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the Facebook likes count.
Oh, so there is this local playground that they just put up.
That's a great one.
Featured the local playground. It was
splash pads.
Splash pad. This dog park that we go to, I went and featured that one. So it's places that I'm going about town, but it's fun to see people like, oh, we love that dog park.
Yeah.
Like, so we've connected on a different
level.
And
if they didn't know about the dog park, you connected them. Oh, goodness, I didn't know this was available. Thank you so much. Yes. And I think that is one, if you're in the Cookie College, which we'll switch over to in a second, we're doing a really real challenge for the month of July. Mm-hmm. It's so funny because I didn't tell anybody this, but it's actually my sisters came up with the challenge, and I didn't want to do it by myself, so now I'm making the Cookie College kids do it.
Here's the challenge, though, at home.
So
there's 4 sisters, and the first person who fails on the challenge has to buy everybody something from Sephora.
Which you're looking at $150 to $200.
4 things will put you clear over $200.
Yeah, so everyone has to post one thing a day. It doesn't matter when you record it. You could record them all in 30 days.
I've been recording and setting those up.
I gotta get on that. That's Friday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Get on it, man.
I'm not going to buy you guys something from
You
Sephora.
gonna buy it.
I'll record my big toe.
I'm going to look at that K18 treatment.
Yeah, that's a good one. So anyways, switching over to the Cookie College, we are doing challenges.
Tell
challenges to the end of the year.
Cookie College is, you old thing.
The Cookie College. I graduated from real college.
Congratulations.
I signed up for the Cookie College.
I need to make you some cookies.
Yeah, what happened to that, man?
You didn't tell me you
Hey, you know what? What if I sub out those cookies for driver improvement cookies? Because when I went to driver's improvement class last week in effort for my court case tomorrow, the man said, the teacher, who's like basically a Santa Claus of driving, was like, how dare you not bring cookies? And I said, but I'm not the baking twin, I'm the logistics twin. He's like, well, stop speeding.
I'm going to make them all just say stop speeding.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Or I thought you could do like just circles to keep it simple and do red, yellow, and green, and then just their logo. I'll print you a cookie cutter. So just red, yellow, and green in the background.
Logo complicated?
It is 2 odd A's stuck together to look like a road.
Okay.
If you don't know, driving academy.
Heather has court, tomorrow?
Yeah. Raj got back to me, guys.
Raj got it. Okay, you acting like these people listening to us every week.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, why don't you go 3 podcasts back when I got my last ticket.
Okay, tell them about the Cookie College.
So the Cookie College is something that Corey and I actually launched last year, August 31st. So we've been almost doing this for a year, and we're at 71 different classes, mostly focused on marketing, business organization, social media, management. Corey does some baking type stuff, so DIY kits, some product reviews, so you don't have to spend money. Corey can. I think we did a couple airbrushes, the Eddie, and things like that. Yes. So all this amazing content that you can take in a self-paced course. So it's not just a single course. It's 71 classes, and it's a private Facebook group. And what you get access to, $6 to $8 a month, cancel anytime, unless you want to sign up for the yearly, in which case you get 2 months free, is you get access not only to me and Corey, we call it done with you marketing. So if you go to Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, which is free, it's do it yourself marketing. So we learn things, do this. In the Cookie College, it's done with you. So we can sit there and brainstorm and talk about domain names, and we can talk about, social media strategies, algorithms, and reels. I think last week you posted about, I posted about new things that are coming to groups, which now you can connect. So anybody who has a VIP group, you can connect your shop, your Facebook shop, which connects to your website, to your VIP groups, meaning that people in a group can place an order for cookies in your VIP group. Now, Facebook takes 50 cents. It's got a little bit of a math problem there on what they take their cut, but a pretty awesome way to limit the number of clicks to make that sale in a VIP group. You could even offer something to a VIP group. And then you can also do fundraisers that do not require a charitable donation.
But all this is in the Cookie College.
And I just want to let you guys know what you're missing out on. We could have talked about this a week ago. But you're not in there. So yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. So in the Cookie College, we are doing for the rest of the year monthly challenges, starting with the Really Reels Challenge, which will be July.
That'll be a toughie, especially for you people who take breaks.
Yeah. And then that's why. So I thought in August, when a lot of people take breaks, we're going to do the 1 a day planner post challenge, which means post 1 a day. I don't care if you post them all out at the same time. That's the point of it. And then we have a challenge on, what were the rest of them? I forget. Come on, man. I was posting them. Hold on. I got to pull it up. Are you going to partake in these?
Yes.
Okay. We have in August was the 1 a day planner post challenge. In September was the 3x3x3x3 challenge.
Yes.
October it was the Double Down newsletter challenge. November will be the Christmas cookie class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then December will be the Data Days of December challenge, creating 4 spreadsheets of your leads from 2022.
Oh, nice.
And organizing those and getting them loaded into your software.
Yeah.
Whatever that software, whether it be newsletter or, remarketing.
Facebook ads.
Stuff like that. So all these challenges, we're trying to gear towards moving you forward this year. And they're 30-day challenges. I think they're pretty easy. Of course, doing Reels just requires doing them. It just requires a lot of doing.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to learn more about the Cookie College, you can sign up at www.thecookie-college.com and you can preview kind of what to expect, things like that. You can always ask in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group for people's feedback or things that we feature or what we could feature and stuff like that.
Love it. Okay, what's on next? I think we're at what? Either group stuff or voicemails.
Let's jump into voicemails. I have them teed up. We have 2 voicemails, one on pre-sales. Let's listen to that.
Hi, Heather and Corey. This is Amanda with Royally Iced Baker based out of Georgia. I love you guys, all you do. I love the Cookie College. So first and foremost, thank you for all you do for us cookiers. I have kind of a 2-part question. I'll try to keep it concise and hopefully you can follow along with me. It's all relating to pre-sales essentially. So I am wondering how, when you have multiple things going on, you can strategically target and market each of those things. So for example, at one point I had my Father's Day pre-sale and my 4th of July pre-sale overlap a little bit. And I'm also offering a summer DIY kit all summer long. And I'm just feeling a little bit lost. I've only done up till this point 1 pre-sale at a time and haven't really had that overlap. So I don't know, am I trying to do too much, or in what way can I kind of plan this out so that I am able to market each of the things? I know that the percentage of people who follow us that actually see the posts is small. So that's playing in the back of my mind. I have a feeling this will come down to content buckets. But again, just I'm confused on how to strategically plan the post. And so it doesn't seem like I'm trying to just sell all of the time too. So really curious about your thoughts on that. And then that kind of leads into my second question, which is timing for pre-sales. I typically close my pre-sales a week out from the pickup date just because I need that time to bake and decorate and package. And I run my pre-sales for 2 weeks. So that means that they're generally open 2 to 3 weeks before the actual holiday. So I don't know if maybe that is too much lead time and people aren't thinking about some of those holidays yet, Christmas maybe being the exception. And if I should maybe bump that time frame up if possible, or what your thoughts are on that as well. So again, thank you so much, and I hope you're able to answer the question.
Love you.
Thank you. Bye.
You're such a good supporter. I appreciate it. I see your stuff always on Instagram. That's great questions. And to me, your pre-sales will piggyback off of each other. If someone partakes in one pre-sale, odds are they are the right person for the next pre-sale.
I think you conditioned your audience.
Yeah, and if we have felt what the holiday rush this past 6 months has been, it's been one holiday, then 2 weeks another holiday, then 2 weeks
I'm
another
tripping
holiday.
over it. I'm forgetting it.
So honestly, if you are partaking in every single holiday, use the juice that you're getting from that first holiday and be like, hey, did you know that we're actually having this next holiday Pre-sale. I think different types of content will help differentiate the two pre-sales from each other. So if you do a video heavy feature for Father's Day and then maybe a picture heavy one for the 4th of July, you'll be able to differentiate that content and catch the eyes of different people. I do always suggest not posting the same photo and over again, because that can grow stale to some people, and we want to catch them. So if you go live for your DIY kit, for your summer DIY kit, go live of you decorating that kit. That is something that you can use all summer long.
Reels, stories, feed posts, Instagram carousels. You can spread this content across a lot of different avenues to reach different audiences, but not to feel like you're like, well, I posted the same thing 50 times. That looks weird.
So you can keep those platforms alive. You can keep people's interest in them. I know Reels right now are super popular for Instagram. So you could make that a very video focused thing, but I also say, hey, make some of that video in your Facebook feed, because one, you can remarket to people who watch your video, which is great. You can do campaigns for that, but you can also catch the eyes of people who are standing in line, who are just endlessly watching things. Like
also, I think it'd be really cool if you had a picture of the DIY kit in a reel and then like immediately showed a table of your kids decorating it. Because like when you think about like a Mercedes commercial, you never just see a picture of a parking lot of a bunch of Mercedes.
It's always driving.
So
in this mountain.
Yeah, and they're having a blast. So demonstrating our products to people really helps put them in the mindset of, look, oh, that could be my butt in a Mercedes.
Yes.
And that could be my kids' butts, not in my Mercedes, because I don't want them to crumble. So I do like that. Now, coming with the frequency of promotion, like when to start promoting it, I don't think you're going to truly annoy people with the amount, if you post 6 week versus 4 week. However, you could warm them up saying like, hey guys, I'm thinking about my Christmas pre-sales. I know we're still in Thanksgiving. Any ideas? Any special requests?
Yeah, you could do a poll.
Oh, I like me some posts.
She does.
Some posts.
When I'm coming up to a sale, if I'm a month out, you'll see one post about it a week. 3 weeks out, we're going to do 2 posts. 2 weeks out, you're going to see 3 posts a week just about this. And then the week of, when I'm trying to make the last few last minute sales,
the week before your cutoff.
The week before the cutoff,
yeah.
I'm going to post.
So what are you looking at? Typically a 6 week runtime.
I would say 6 week is the best, because you'll be
Corey
more
and I
prepared.
love us some 6 week cycles, because you give enough time to get yourself prepped in the first 2 weeks, but start introducing it to your audience. You got a solid 4 weeks.
Oftentimes first to market, and just being first to market, you're going to gain sales just because you're the first person there.
Yeah, a lot of us think pretty last minute, but a couple of us have an Asana, and we're thinking like ahead of time, oh, let me get that ordered and done and out of my way so I don't have to think about it. So I like 6 weeks. Corey and I use 6 weeks for event promotion, specifically for sugar cookie classes. Mm-hmm. And then I find that when this year, I think we said this, we planned out the whole calendar ahead of time.
We did, so we could snag some people who have that Asana for the next 6 months.
Yeah, so somebody's already signed up for September. Well, we didn't have to do, if that class wasn't set up, because last year I think we just set them up after we finished
Every
them.
time we finished the class, we set up the next
That was
class.
only almost less than a 4 week runtime if we consider that our cutoff to sign up for classes.
I felt stressed.
Yeah, so now having, I guess you could essentially call it a 12-month runtime, but the promotional schedule is around 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
The setup's already good. Anybody can sign up anytime. We have to do less thinking.
Yeah. And last year, we were not able to fill our July class, but now this year we have a wait list, and it's because of that fact.
Though, a little bit, because we had made it a 4th of July class.
And that's such a busy...
And this is a July 9th class. So what we found is that people weren't taking cookie classes. I think people started traveling again last year, too.
True.
But our July class this year, planned ahead of time, has a wait list. So...
Gotta make those cookies.
That learns anything. Yeah, I know. It's going to be a bummer.
I to put on my Asana.
Bummer. Okay, let's jump into the next voicemail.
Hi, Heather and Corey. My name is Emily. I own Bake Effect in St. Joseph, Michigan, and I have a question about kind of shifting between tones in social media posts. So a little backstory. When I first started my business, I actually sat down and thought about what my values as a business are and what are my values on my social media pages, like what's important to me to establish as my voice and what's important to me to communicate. And so I came up with just a short list of values to kind of guide the direction of my social media posting. And so 2 of those values are authenticity and humor. And I'm struggling a little bit to know how to go back and forth between those two things when I'm making posts on my page. Hopefully this is making sense, but sometimes I will make a post about something that is a little more serious and like personal to me. And I know that's not for everybody. Everybody's business does not operate that way, and that's fine. I find it works really well for me and helps me to kind of stay true to myself, and I feel my audience responds well to it. But then once I've kind of made those serious posts, I'm not sure how to jump back to my other value of humor and like providing a little bit of fun for people without it being super jarring and like a very abrupt change in tone. And there's a strong possibility I'm totally overthinking it and nobody else cares or notices but me. But if you have any advice on kind of, I don't know, creating a good transition between posts of differing tones, that would be appreciated. Hopefully my question makes sense. But yeah, any advice that you have, I would greatly appreciate. Thanks, guys.
So
Bye.
what you're looking for is a buffer post. And the best buffer out there is a sales post because it's neither right nor left. So if you do a deep sentimental post, wait a few days or 2 days, then, hey, this is my offerings for July. It's neither passionate or not. And then you can hit them with a funny post at the end. So you can really combine those and create like...
Could you stair step like a personal? Like, so if the other one's like really
deep,
heavy.
Okay.
Then you did like, like, hey guys, here's my kid's first day of school. And then you went like sales post and then you went like funny.
So then she has
She had two buffer posts.
2 buffer posts, but only 1 cookie-related sales post.
The funny one, I would say, be a cookie meme. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
It just depends what...
I'm assuming that the heavy post isn't related to cookies.
I'm assuming so, too. Or maybe it's business. Well, we don't have the context for it. But it depends what you're... If you're just cruising through summer and you don't have any big sales coming up, you could do it Heather's way. If you do have, like, a pre-sale coming up, you want to include a little bit more sales post in there. And that could be that buffer that you need.
So if anybody's wondering, she's talking about tonality in her messaging. You can see that Corey and I kind of edge towards more jokes and stuff. But if you want your business page to be a bit more involved or like introspective, you could be a little bit more deep if you're talking about, it's depending on what you decide. You decide for it's called a brand voice. And whatever that brand voice is, you kind of want to stay the course. So it would be jolting to be an end user. Like if I'm following Target and it's like summer sale, and then suddenly it's something so out of scope for what they usually post, I'd be like, oh, that's different. So that would mean that Target took a step from its brand voice. Now what you're seeing in a lot of these bigger companies is they're letting these interns, I think it's a whole manufacturer type of marketing, take over TikTok and Reels and do these more funny posts. That way, so their TikTok channel will be the super goofy, funny one.
Yeah, so you're right there. You can have a different voice on a different platform and cultivate a different audience there.
I see most formality on Facebook. I see some casualness on Instagram, and TikTok is the goofiest one.
Yes, absolutely.
Or the least close.
Curated. It's more like someone's in their closet.
Right. And so you can kind of have a different brand voice, which is going to appeal to different users, and then you're going to have different demographics on each platform. I think Facebook skews towards 30s and up. I think Instagram's is in the 20s and 30s.
Combining of it.
And then TikTok seems to be the youngest. But they all have different types of algorithms that allow different types of reach. Yeah. One thing Corey and I cannot do is get TikTok to hit.
Hey,
I think
that
they're
one
funny.
got 2,000.
That's crazy because everything else got 200.
It's because we haven't been consistent.
I know. We're not consistent. But guys, you can
Wait
always...
till July comes.
Wait until... Buckle up, guys. The phone number is... Do you know it? Because I definitely closed out a call for her.
571 55 something 55
56. Okay, hold on. You can call and text into the podcast if you would like. We would like you to, because otherwise it is just me and Corey talking to ourselves. The phone number to call or text is 571-556-5644. I can guarantee you no one will answer. You'll just leave a voicemail and then we'll feature you on next week's podcast. However, I saved one voicemail from this week for next week.
Really like
and it was a positive vibes, like a different approach. It wasn't a marketing question. And
it was just how she comes about business so it's digestible. I'm going to steal it this week and use it in my own
I'm
way.
going to clean my house in 3 hours. I'll post that next week during the podcast. Okay, 2 group stuff. If you haven't joined Sugar Cookie Marketing Group on Facebook, do, because it's what a lot of the stuff we cover in this podcast is about. Right.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a couple of lives coming up. One, in fact, taught by one of the best teachers that we actually have in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. Absolutely stellar knowledge base. It's me. This one was rescheduled. So Zola Accounts Wedding Orders will be tomorrow at 6:30.
Nice.
Yeah, that was last week. It got rescheduled, power outage. So assuming no acts of God, we'll have the Setting Up Zola Accounts for Wedding Orders with Jessica Wolf. I've heard a lot of great feedback from people who use Zola. If you want wedding orders, which we know wedding orders, you can charge that blessed day surcharge. Yeah. And in exchange, you're going to deal with a little bit more stress than your typical 1-year-old's birthday.
Just more details.
And more, But on Thursday, I'm going to explain what the 3x3x3 challenge is. Now, we're not hosting the challenge in the group, but you can self-host this challenge.
Yeah.
I'll explain to you in the Facebook Live, but I just want to break down how to do it, how most effectively to do it, and then definitely how we can snag your metrics on Instagram, so we can track if this is going. It's going to work if you do it. I just want to make sure you know how to find that.
Zillion times.
And
always works.
Always works. So it's always and people have always asked in the group, how do I grow Instagram? And somebody will be like, 3x3x3. And people are like, what in the world are you saying? Did you just hit your keyboard? I did not want to do math. I wanted to grow my Instagram. So I'm going to talk about that on Thursday, just for 30 minutes, pretty quick. And then I'll create a little document so you can download and print it.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Does that take us to Twin Churros?
Oh, I got like 2 more. How to set up and market a cookie camper. That'll be July 14th, which sounded far away until I realized July is Friday.
Yes.
And then we have Christmas in July gingerbread houses with Heather Berkshire. There's one Facebook Live I need to add. However, if you're interested in teaching a Facebook Live, you can do that by signing at sugarcookiemarketing.com/LIVE. That's live singular.
Yes. Come on. Teach something.
People are like, why do I have to go to Live?
Live.
I think it would be great if you taught just you set up for your, how you did the flat lay reel.
Oh, like how I actually filmed
that? I think people would be really interested.
Okay, all right, okay.
You can do that?
I'll think about it. I will submit.
You never sent me the collab stuff.
I'm going to. Forgot.
Okay.
Got too busy filming Reels yesterday.
Hey, man. What did you say about Reels for your growth on the platform?
Why even do photos anymore?
We got to go to
Sponsors. Okay, the first one is Bakety Bake is a brand that makes a meringue powder called Royal Batch, and that's because it's the queen of the quap. Queen of the quap.
It's got Queen of the Quap. Queen of the Quap. Queen of the Quap.
Cream of the crop.
Okay,
my bad. Okay, it already has 3 ingredients in it, which is white food coloring, corn syrup. And what was the last one? Why is it escaping my brain?
Egg white.
No, you weirdo.
Okay, I'm pretty good. Let's go back to it again. What are the 2 that you got?
It has white food coloring, corn syrup, and vanilla extract.
Corn syrup.
We go.
Got Queen of the Quap.
Queen of the Quap. I am not the queen of the quap.
Next up is castiron.me. It is a website, which would be great for you actually to work on when you're at the beach because they'll do it for you. Yes. If you want a website quick and easy, go check out castiron.me. It is websites for foodpreneurs, and they've just launched a new feature. I mentioned it on the last 2 podcasts, sending invoices without requiring payment at time of invoicing, which is great if you're going back and forth on, as Corey'd like to say, quotes.
Quotes. Also back to the queen of the quap. Use code TWINS to save 10%.
And last up, but never least,
Eduardo, you take it away, twin.
Eddie is a Quinn. Quinn Quap. Eddie is a direct-to-food printer, which is pretty neat. If it sounds insane, that's because it is. It's by Primera Technology. It looks like they make a bunch of commercial printers and then just had a wild holiday party and someone came up with the Eddie printer.
Someone got a little too drunk and said,
"We print on food." Eddie is pretty awesome. You can go to the Eddie Printers user group and get a lot of information there. But man, people who have an Eddie love an Eddie. A lot of people have an Eddie.
I have to use him for order on Saturday.
What's your order?
This
happened to be for somebody in a driving improvement program?
Yes. They let me do whatever, but they needed a platter for 4th of July. So I was going to put some Eddie cookies in there because she's going to a local a local event. So I said that would be a great way to get Eddie's name out.
Oh, Eduardo. So you can check out Eddie. We don't have a discount coupon because Eddie knows his worth and don't run discounts. But it's a really cool direct-to-food printer. You can print on, obviously, cookies, but people are printing on. I saw somebody in the Eddie Printer Users Group. Their son works for like a burger restaurant chain, and they were having a burger off, like a Burger Town. So she printed on the cheese.
Did he win? I
don't
hope so.
know. I just saw the cheese being printed
Vote
on.
for my son.
Right. Okay, that brings us down to Twinterest.
I got one.
Okay, you seem to be biting at the
Got
chop
one
for this.
Okay, so do you know when you have your KitchenAid mixer, specifically that's what I'm talking about because that's what this thing is for. Every time I get the KitchenAid mixer out, I always have to clean it. That is some time and saddle. I have to queen it. It's some time and saddle because now you have to spend the time cleaning it, and that's more time working. If we know anything, time is money. So I found this case that you put over your KitchenAid when you're not using it, and you can actually fit the bowl in there too. So it becomes from like this eyesore, with the cord into this.
Is it a soft case or a hard case?
It's a soft case.
Oh, that's good.
I know it was a little bit not as snug as I wanted, but I understand why it can't be snug is because you got stuff in there. Right. But it comes for the 5-quart.
You should do a reel on it. Is your stomach growling?
It is growling.
Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna make the podcast listen to Phoebe. Everyone, please be quiet. There you guys
They're
go.
not going to hear that.
You guys enjoy that. You guys enjoy that. There's a little Phoebe, little meow there to get you through your day.
Through your Tuesday. What's your Twinterest?
Where'd you get the thing from?
Amazon. It's called Homest. Look up
Homest.
Case from Homest for KitchenAid mixers.
Oh, I'll be curious what it looks like. I would like a picture posted in the group.
I sure did.
Oh,
Get on
you just
Instagram, you can find it.
Post it in the group and then say podcast reference so everyone knows.
All right.
My Twinterest has been this clothing line. Okay, you know what? I dress like a dump. I like to look like a dump truck, but I just look like a dump. So I thought my new initiative would be higher quality luxury, like not luxury, but loungewear. Okay. Like not athleto, whatever that lounge stuff is. Yeah, but just more casual. Whoever came up with joggers.
The opposite of what I'm wearing.
Yeah. These like joggers that people are buying now, I kind of think they look casual, but not so dumpy.
Not like
you
just are going out with whatever.
Yeah, so my older sister loves to spend money, has absolutely no regard to a budget. But she had recommended this company called Vuori. I think in California they actually can go to a store, but here you can go to REI's and they have them, or online.
Did you go to the REI?
I did. They didn't have a huge selection, but they had a selection. But it is I'm wearing the pants. The softest material I have ever laid my hands upon. It is oddly so soft that, when you go and people are like, overuse that term buttery soft. Yeah. This is truly actually probably buttery soft. It's not the cheapest, but you can get 10% discount if you just keep signing up emails like I do. They were $89, but 10% off.
That is the flat prices.
Not cheap. Look, you're putting a house on your KitchenAid. It's not a place for you to judge. So I thought it was cool. I like the aesthetic because I think it's 30 years old, not 20 years old. 30. The budget of a 50-year-old, but a 30-year-old one.
Well, I probably should take a note from that book.
I don't know, just like casual, so it's not like too tightly fitted. You're not so sweaty, but it's very soft.
You can like bend down and pick up like a quarter off the ground.
And you don't have to do the squat test because like it's looser stuff.
It's true.
And then I don't know, I kind of liked it. I thought it was a good vibe, so I picked up a few pieces. One broke. They're so expensive. But I think this is my new mental mindset: is that it doesn't have to be. You don't have to buy the cheapest thing in the Ross line every day. I could invest in pieces that would probably last longer, and then I'll get more out of them. You know what I mean?
I also forgot your lollipops at Mom's house on Saturday.
Oh, I was working for them. I went to Ross. And you know they have the candy. There's a whole lesson in the psychology of a Ross store.
They get me every time, man.
Between how they price things with the cross out compared to
next podcast.
Okay, you guys have to wait with bated breath.
All right, I think that brings us to the end of the pod.
I'm guessing you didn't go to mail buying.
Oh, no.
I think we do have mail though if you want to swing by there.
I'll take a video.
Why don't you look at the UPS store. How cool. You can get your mail more than once a month. Okay, kids, we'll see you next week.